Hey Fish fam, this is Nikachu Merfolk Master. I am here to play with Mono Blue Merfolk. We gotta look at playing with islands because those Blood Moons and those Magus of the Moons, they're peeving me off. So let's go play with Snow-Covered Island. Let's play the islands and protect ourselves. Go Mono Blue. Leverage Master of Waves. Any deck that's playing Magus of the Moon or Blood Moon, they're playing red. We're gonna go pro red and destroy them with the Master of Waves. Not only that, we're going to play with something a little spicy, a card I never got around to playing again, Siren Stormtamer. If you want to see how Mono Blue is going to be played in today's modern metagame, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm a streamer! I'm a streamer now, so if you want to go check out these games live, want to watch the action live, go check out my stream schedule in the description below. And before we get into our deck tech, we're going to thank our sponsors, starting with the manabase.com, the site with articles and strategy on Commander, MTG Arena, Standard, Modern, and more. The Manabase is your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. And Mana Traders, the premier service for renting cards online. You can support the channel by renting with my link in the description below, or you could sign up with my coupon code Nikachu to get your first 3 months with 20% off. So yeah, let's play Mono Blue again. We won't get in trouble against Blood Moon. I don't know if this is going to be better or worse against the attrition-based decks, because as you saw, if anyone's been watching this for a little while, I've been running into just tons of Jund. Just Jund, Fatal Pushes, Thought Seizes, Lightning Bolts all over the place. It's a big problem. So my plan, well, whatever. I want to go back to Mono Blue to see if it's going to fare better than Simic. I don't know if it's going to fare better. Let's just find out. Master of Waves is still a very powerful card. Not in the face of a lot of Plague Engineers, but assuming it's not out there, it's still damn strong. Again, we're going to utilize Hypnotic Sprite, but I'm not going to go all in on 4 of them. We're going to leave room for something like Tidebinder Mage, which is actually really well positioned right now. Against the red-green Ponza deck, you can tap down Glorybringer, Klothys, Bloodbraid Elf, Seasoned Pyromancer. There's like basically tons of Arbor Elf. So turn 1 they play Arbor Elf, turn 2 we play Tidebinder Mage. They're dead. They might scoop right there because they're already a turn behind. Their game starts at basically 3. Tidebinder Mage also going to be good against any Jund deck. Tapping down Tarmogoyf, Scavenging Oozes, Kroxa as well. So Tidebinder Mage really well positioned there. And also against the Prowess decks, tap down your Swiftspear, tap down your Soulscar Mage, tap down your Fairy Drake. I can't remember what it's called. The Fairy Drake Wizard. Whatever. It's a red creature. So Tidebinder Mage is actually really well positioned. So well positioned that I think deserves 3 copies in the main deck. Maybe I should talk a little bit more about Siren Stormtamer. I never got around to playtesting this card because it came out in Ixalan, and then that's when Simic Merfolk was like so popular. Like, you know, we need to playtest Commander Speaker and Merfolk Branchwalker and Mistbinder and playing with Coco, playing without Coco. So I never really went back to explore Siren Stormtamer, especially after Benthic Biomancer came out, like a set afterwards. Or like a few sets afterwards. I never really got around to playing Siren Stormtamer, but it's a very strong card. A blue, 1/1 creature. Sacrifice Siren Stormtamer. Counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. Now, it's not going to get buffed up by our lords because it's a Siren Pirate Wizard. No Merfolk. But still, if I can get in like 3 damage with this thing in the air, I think it's going to pay for itself more or less. But so it's going to act sort of like Curse Catcher, but the effect is not free. On the other hand, it is a hard counter. All right, it's a hard counter. Pay a blue, sacrifice. You will counter that that Searing Blaze. You will counter that Searing Blood. You will counter that Gifts Ungiven. You'll counter anything that targets your damn thing. So and its abilities too. So you can counter, for example, the ability from Teferi Time Reveler and keep your most important creature on the battlefield. And so we're going to use this to good effect to keep the most important cards on the battlefield. Keep our Tidebinder Mage, our Master of Waves. Keep our most important Lord on the battlefield. We're going to have to keep up some blue mana, but hopefully that is not going to be that big of a deal. Well, we're going to test it out and find out. And honestly, we're siding out Benthic Biomancer so often. Why don't we try Siren Stormtamer, where I'm not going to feel like siding this thing out against Jund. I'm going to keep this in. against Jund in every single matchup, because it is always going to threaten somewhere down the line protecting our creatures. So I'm going to definitely want to keep this thing all 4 copies against Jund, and I'm really excited to see how well it's going to turn out. It's a wizard, so like sometimes we can play Cavernous Souls on wizard and it's not going to be that big of a deal. Something about the mana base, 2 Waterlog Groves. It looks low. I think it's a lot of damage, to be honest. I think it's a lot of damage to be taking with a slow, clunky mono blue deck. You know, we want to use Mesmeric Glare. We're going to tap out 4 mana for Master of Waves. We're not winning very quickly. The Horizon land damage does add up, so that is not good at all. We have 1 Oboro in here just to help protect us a little bit against choke. It might get Blood Moon, but that's okay. We got 12 Islands for the Blood Moon. And then to round it off, we have like our last Spreading Seas for the Tron decks, and for basically any Black-Green X deck, which are very popular right now. 4 Force of Negation. Not in love with Force of Negation right now, but it's still like a pretty mandatory card to have in a lot of matchups, like for example Ad Nauseam. Ashiok Dream Renderer, Grafdigger's Cage, and Relic for the Dredge matchup, which I don't really see right now, but still Ashiok is good against Amulet Titan as well. Damping Matrix, I didn't really want to play with this card today, but I didn't know what else to bring in against Goblins, so we'll just have this plus Ashiok for the Goblins matchup. So basically, activated abilities of artifacts and creatures can't be activated, so they cannot activate Snoop, they cannot activate Siege Gang Commander, or sorry, Lieutenant. There's a lot of creatures that activate, so they can't activate while Damping Matrix is on the battlefield. And then a random Chalice of the Void. Maybe this could be more. Maybe this should be Chalice of the Voids, but you know what? Gotta respect a little bit of the Goblins matchup. So, that is the deck list. Now, let's test it out in our Modern League. 1 lander, got a mulligan. So sad. Too bad, so sad. We can keep this, though. I think I'm going to dump the Mutavault, because it's really hard to use with this hand. Like, I'm never attacking with it so long as I keep playing creatures. Karavek, I've definitely played against this player before, but I don't remember what they run. Sakura Tribe Scout, that's excellent. Something to kill. That could not have worked out perfectly. Worked out better. I guess we start with Silvergill Adept and just play Lords, and hopefully that's good enough. We're up against Lantern. Another Dismember is not too bad. If they play Dryad of the Elysian Grove, it'll give us some insurance against that. Another Sakura Tribe Scout. How rude. I will probably kill that thing. Yeah, let's... Well, okay, if the Dryad comes out, it doesn't matter. But this is still a ramp. Do I want to sit? Yeah, I think I have to do this. Yeah, mono blue today. So I'm wasting a turn, but I'm also saving myself a turn from my opponent ramping. They got Dryad. See, if they have Dryad, I can't really play around the ramp anyway. Well, Amulet. So now we just have to hope our opponent does not have... Ooh, it'd be really nice if we had the 3rd land for this. Let's hope they don't have Summoner's Pact or anything like that. They actually have no double lands yet, but maybe they'll play one next turn. They only played 1 land last turn. Oh, I guess they don't need it. This is good enough. And they always have amulets. They always have amulets. This is a bad matchup for the Siren Stormtamer, that's for sure. Because this is definitely a matchup where I'd rather have the 1-drop that gets benefited by Lords. Okay, is this hopeless? Probably. No, most definitely no. Yeah, I'm just dead. Okay, what do we got? We do have cards. Um, we do have cards. So Chalice on 0 is fine. Ashiok is great. First negation is awkward, but maybe it's better than other cards we have. Spreading Seas. Actually, you know what? Let's just take out all the Spreading Seas. Sometimes it's good to try to like get through a bunch of zombies, but you know what? Let's just take the chance. Dismember is awkward, but I might keep one. Tidebinder Mage is great. I might just take out Siren Storm. No, how good is this? They do have some permanents. Oh, Master of Waves sucks. It's too expensive. Oh yeah, the rest of this is okay. I have 26 creatures. Some of them not that great, but whatever. Or should I have 2 Master of Waves just to protect myself? Not to protect, but like just have some bomb just in case things don't work out. Because I don't have a lot of cards to push damage. Like, it's supposed to be Master of Waves, but I'm siding it out. But I have some aerial attack between Siren Stormtamer and Hypnotic Sprite. Sprite can counter, yeah, quite a bit of stuff. Whatever. I'll just submit it like this. I'm new to Modern. Why only play 12 islands? You want me to play more? It's like a sort of a hedge against Blood Moon and Choke at the same time. Well, this hand sucks. No threats. This hand's also very bad. Oh. Siren Stormtamer is like good for like really bad damage in the air. And protect myself from like a Valakut trigger. Our opponent kept 7 cards. Nice. Nice life. 7 card keeper. Okay, I'll mulligan this. We can do better. This sounds bad too, but I guess we'll keep it. I'm leaning on like getting rid of the Hypnotic Sprite and the Dismember. We'll definitely Dismember. Or maybe I just get rid of the Force Negation and hope that I can just aggro them out somehow. Because I need creatures. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna... The principle is if you're down on cards, you just have to do your best to like put the best clock on the battlefield, because you can't interact. Radiant Fountain enters the battlefield, and of course they've got Amulet of Vigor, because they always have Amulet of Vigor. Well, that's a pretty good card, if we get an opportunity to play it. Our opponent plays Crumbling Vestige, but I don't see it at all. What's going on with Magic the Gathering Online? Something's crashing. It's gotten a little fuzzy. We see the refreshing thing here. What the hell? Okay, whatever. This is the first time, I don't know, in like 5 years that Magic the Gathering Online just randomly crashed on me. I hear a lot of it crashes for a lot of people. It does not crash on me. Okay, let's get back into the game. What is this card even? Okay. Enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. Okay, so they got like a free color out of all this. There's Dryad again. This is not worth tapping down with Tidebinder Mage for the record because it's just not. Oh, they only put 1 land in play, so you're stuck on lands? Oh no, you can play an additional land. Oh no, it's just 1 land. For some reason I thought it was 2 for a second. It's hard. I'm having trouble keeping track with all these damn cards. I drew another land. Nice. You don't have reach, right? Well, I guess I'll play Lord of Atlantis. And I'll leave myself up the option to play Tidebinder Mage. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. No, not gonna pay that. Well, it looks like they've got a Titan. Which means we're like effectively lost because all they have to do is like find Valakut and then just a random card, like a random land, and then we perpetually will have trouble trying to protect ourselves from every single land that enters the battlefield. Well, Mystical Dispute is like high variance. Like, what if I have Cavernous Souls on the battlefield? Then Mystical Dispute is useless. You know? It's not that bad. In my opinion, they take a chance playing Mystical Dispute, and certainly you want to play it. Like, why not? Pretty sure they'll just find Valakut and Field of the Dead here. Well, K9, it also from their perspective, they might have like a lot of bad cards in their deck, and their only chance of losing is if we aggro them out. So they choose to beat play Mystical Dispute instead. Like if your only way of losing against a deck like this is if we aggro them out really quickly, then having this on the early turns of the game is good. And frankly, even if it was dead, they would like compensate here anyway. So we're basically effectively lost. And I drew my only 2 Waterlog Groves. That's somewhat annoying. Not useful. That's okay. I can just resign. We're just super dead here. They've got like this that land. I think they have a Gruul Turf in hand. They'll just play it, shock something, replay it, shock something. So not really much to say about this game that we lost because I mulliganed in both games and I had really crappy hands. Like I had to keep like just a really bad 5-card hand here. I would have just like gotten steamrolled. So that sucked. That being said, I don't think it was the greatest matchup for us because Siren Stormtamer would most definitely better be a Benthic Biomancer. This is not, and it's also not a Master of Waves matchup. Well, whatever. That was our round 1. Let's move on to round 2. We lost the die roll. I actually don't like this hand on the draw. I don't know what we're up against. Last seen playing Nivtalite. I don't think this hand is very good against Nivtalite. It's just clunky. Like, it's just clunky. And it's slow. So I'm going to mulligan. Well, this hand's clunky and slow as well, but we do have a counter spell. whatever. I took one chance at a mulligan. I'm gonna have to keep this one. This hand's not better. It's not that much better. It's pretty similar. That helps a lot. That changes my perspective of this hand by a ton. So now we can go, I think, Mutavault, Ether Vial, and then attack with Mutavault next turn, and then leave up 3 mana with Hypnotic Sprite and start deploying our lords with, or our creatures with Vial. Now, I lost to Niveltalite the last time we played, and I think one of my bigger mistakes is that even though this is an attrition-based matchup, I should not have sided out Vial. I should have kept maximum Vials, because I think the way I'm going to beat the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Holy shit. Though that's not good. Well, now I can't attack with Mutavault, and I can't even do anything with Mutavault. But anyway, what do they throw away? It's a Fairy Time Reveler. Interesting. So, so the deal is that I actually Oh, it's not Niveltalite. This is what they said last time. I should not have put so much stock into this stupid, what's it called? In, MTG bot. You fooled me! You fooled me, MTG bot. You screwed me. They got Sword of Fire and Ice. Well, it doesn't look good. I don't mind my Ether Vial getting force negated, but I would really have appreciated to put a creature in play last turn. So now what do we do? Because we have to deal with the Stoneforge Mystic. I guess I need to get 4 lands in play. We're getting the complete opposite matchups this time. This is a great league so far for Coco Merfolk. I guess I just pass. If they put the thing in play, whatever. So we're very, very comfortably going to lose this first game. I don't see a very good chance of coming back from here. We might have, well, okay, I need to draw, like, probably Cavern of Souls. So the idea is if I draw Cavern of Souls, I guess let's try to Spreading Sea something. The idea is if I draw Cavern of Souls, I can then play at Lord of Atlantis, block with Mutavault, because I can block with this colorless creature. And then from there, play another Lord, get out of range of Sword of Fire and Ice, and attack our opponent to death. Carry Away? I don't know if Carry Away would be that good here. They have counter spells. There's also that. Like, they can just counter whatever you play. It's not a big deal. They do have counter spell. When you have a card in your sideboard, you have to like figure out, well, like, how high impact is this? Like, how often is it actually going to work even when you play it? This is a very rare moment with Sword of Fire and Ice is working very well, but it only works because I played Mutavault on turn 1. I put too much stock into my opponent. I'm not even going to look at what my opponent used to play. Oh, great. Another sword. I'd always use more swords. So why not? Okay. Trying to think, how the hell do I guess I just don't get out of this. This is stupid. Right, let's go on to game 2. Yeah, I definitely want Force of Negation. I don't think I need Ashok. I don't think I need Chalice of the Void. Relic maybe is a possibility. Take out one island. No, actually, take out Oboro. Take out the 3 Spreading Seas. Probably take out some Tidebinder Mages. Not very important. Dismember is great. Everything else is great. And submit. But again, this is a Coco Folk deck. Damn it! Why'd they do that to us? I definitely would like to go first. Sand's fine. We can keep this. Actually, the hand, by all means, is actually really good. Thank you, Inquibi, for subscribing 2 months with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for the subscription. Here, I'm just going to do... you don't actually subscribe here. For some reason, if someone resubscribes with Twitch Prime, it doesn't give any notification. So I'll just... we'll put the... make the alert even though it says my name on it. Okay, Siren Stormtamer, do your thing. I might go turn to land pass so I can hold up Siren Stormtamer for the rest of the game. Yeah, this is a test. So I don't want to play Mass of the Pearl Trident right now because then it can just get Path to Exiled and I have like no way of protecting it. So let's just start chewing up our opponent's graveyard. Temple Garden. Interesting choice. Alright, so Stoneforge Mystic. What do they get? Sword of Fire and Ice again. I guess we're just going to let that... Do I let that resolve? Because this is like where I think I can like maybe get a big tempo advantage. They put it in play. They equip it. I dismember. I'm going to try. Well, I don't appreciate that I'm drawing so many lands. Also, this is another situation where Benthic Biomancer would definitely be better. I'm very likely to crack this relic for a card by next turn if I don't draw anything useful. Because you want to race. Like, you do want to race against Stoneblade. You don't want to BS around. Well, that's awkward. So if you play Ice Fang Quaddle, there's no Death Touch? Sure. Snapcaster Mage. I guess I have to counter this thing. Or not counter, I have to dismember it. Sort of a waste of my dismember. But I can't afford to lose my creature. That is interesting. Okay. I can't protect against stuff like that. Is there any like one drop I can draw with Relic that I would want to play now? I don't know. I'm just gonna pass with 3 mana up. Yeah, good old Ambush Viper. Still works. But I need a good plan against this Sword of Fire and Ice that's coming out soon. Well, I got a Force Negation. Don't know if it's that good, though. Ugh. So what can I do here? Sword of Fire and Ice comes into play. Equipped. I don't know what to say. I have to pass and hope that they don't go for it. I don't think it's that loose, keeping Force of Negation. Again, they're also a deck that just has so many counter spells. It's not that loose, in my opinion. Oh, Snapcaster Mage, okay. Cannot counter that. Well, finally we found something that we can, like, interact with. Finally! I countered something. But this game can very quickly, like, spiral out of control here. I guess we can prevent them from drawing a card because they opted to target the creature. So we counter the ability. But that's it. Alright, we need to... I don't even know what to top deck right now. Dismember deals with Stoneforge Mystic, but doesn't deal with this. We're flooding out, too. Like, how many lands did we just draw? So this is very, very unlucky. Okay, cast. Paying the additional 3. That is useless right now. No, I don't think they're not stream sniping. If they were stream sniping, last turn they would. There was a turn that they could, they put the Sword of Fire and Ice in play and then equip it immediately because I didn't have anything. I just had a Force Negation, but they opted not to do it. This is definitely not stream sniping. This is me having a terrible hand. A terrible, terrible hand. Now, there is some hope. I need Dismember. It starts with Dismember, and then it follows up with a lot of other Master of Waves. Does this do anything for me? Not really. Yeah, so much water and no fish. Global warming took care of that. Interesting that they decide to attack with Snapcaster Mage now. I will attempt to block it. I wonder why the sort of SCM is not attacking. What is SCM? Or is it SFM you meant? Well, Stoneforge Mystic is attacking. Yeah, they're playing Snow Basics and they're melting. Everything's melting. Nothing's cold in those images. Last chance at Dismember. No. We're dead. Alright. Bad hands are bad hands. That is sad. That is just a very sad game. And I feel very favorable in this matchup. We just flooded right out. Very, very badly. I did have some interaction. Would have been nice if I had another Lord so I could attack very freely with my Master of the Pearl Trident. And if anyone wants to know why I was so aggressive with that Master of the Pearl Trident, because you have to. You have to, like, if I just pass the turn, I'm going to lose to this. As simple as that. And there's no way around it. And the pressure was on. I have to put my opponent's life total very low. I have to throw caution to the wind. I don't have any room to play around Snapcaster Mage and stuff like that. Anyway, that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. I did win the die roll, and I have to mulligan this thing. So I won the die roll. We're going to mulligan. After mulligan again. It's just one of those days. Yeah, I did. I'm getting lazy today. Let's see if there's Anders Poverick in the chat. Nope. He's not here. We're safe, sort of. Our opponent mulliganed to 6, so that helps a little bit. This is also dreadful, but we'll keep it. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to keep the 1 land and the vial. Since we're on the play. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Street Wraith, turn 1. Very likely Death Shadow. And by very likely, I mean 1. Well, I mean, not 100%. Could be like Living End. You never know. We're in the 0-2 bracket. Maybe Manaless Dredge. That's exactly what I want to see after I've mulliganed. Nice to see. Yeah, I am still loyal to Merfolk. Still loving Merfolk. If this is Jund Shadow, this still might be very... Tidebinder Mage might be very good. So the plan so far is, like, get Aether Vial to 2, play, like, I don't know, Hypnotic Sprite, then at my upkeep, Violin, Tidebinder Mage, take it up to 3, and we'll keep taking it up to Master of Waves. Is the green splash for Mistbinder and Speaker good these days? Yes. I think it's fine. The only issue is your matchup against like Blood Moon decks. That's my only problem. And I'm also concerned a little bit about attrition-based decks. We're trying mono blue today because Master of Waves is pretty resistant to a lot of problems in the metagame. Like a lot of, you know, like Stomp, Lava Dart, Gut Shot, all that Lightning Bolt, all that garbage. I was watching a GP finals where a guy had an all foil. Oh my god, did you see what our opponent just did? They fucking threw away their second land drop. What does that mean? You have like nothing in hand? K999. Yes, that was me. You didn't know? Yes, I was the guy with the foil Japanese Merfolk deck. It was also the day everyone found out what my real name was. I guess I'm putting both of these in play, it doesn't matter. So with the Vial trigger on the stack, I'm gonna Vial in this Tidebinder Mage and tick the Vial up. I got a Silver Gill Adapt. I'm not going to attack our opponent because I want to keep my life total as high as possible. And if I attack, then the Death Shadow gets bigger. And because I have Master of Waves, I'd rather just try to kill our opponent all in one shot. Kanon says, I figured it was, but I wasn't completely sure. I didn't see the guy's face, just his hands and the cards. Yep, that was me. Nikachu, will you watch the Pro Tour finals tomorrow? Nope. I do not care what's going on there. Look at that, there's some green in this deck. Oh, so it is, maybe it's 4-color. It's a weird mana base. That's also bizarre. They don't want to shock themselves. Make a larger Death Shadow. I mean, I could kill this with Dismember in theory. So I sort of want to draw a land next turn so I can get Silvergill Adept out. Oh, sweet. Alright, so you're gonna know about Master of Waves. Oh, that is sweet. I think I'm still gonna keep their life total as high as possible. And let's just hope they can't interact with Master of Waves. Are there any modern tournaments on the horizon? I mean, there's modern tournaments all the time. Not in paper, though. Oh, are there any modern... Yeah, oh yeah, you did say what you mean. So I'm not happy about seeing Nurturing Peatland because that can represent a Fatal Push. Where, like, they can sacrifice this and then have the Revolt trigger for Fatal Push. Okay, I'm going to attempt to kill this thing with the Master of Waves. They use a Fatal Push, that will be okay. Oh my god, I'm allowed to block. Okay, everything blocks you. I'm playing a paper modern tomorrow. So you have Fatal Push? If you have Fatal Push, I mean, you should have done this before blocks. I got a free block. Okay, that's fine. So what I can do now is, I have the option of attacking with these two creatures. And then I have two threats. I'm going to Trickster this thing down, which they have no answer to. Or very few answers. They might have Drown in the Lock. Oh, I'm still not going to go for it. I'm going to attack for 4, so we have a chance that we can either win with the Grizzly Bears in play, or we win with Master of Waves. And I think I'm going to do this at their upkeep, just in case they have Drown in the Lock in their deck. I'm just... So they now have to beat these things and the Master of Waves. Yeah. So I actually might keep the Spreading Seas in this matchup. I think I need to keep the Tidebinder Mages. Honestly, I think I like everything. Probably just have to remove some Vials and a land on the draw. Bring in some Spreading Seas. 2 relics. That's it. That's all we have to do. Take out some... It's an attrition-based matchup, so take out some mana sources. We mulliganed to 5. That's nuts. We mulliganed to 5 that game. Let's not forget that. Mulligan to 5, turn 1 Ether Vial, slowly turned our Ether Vial to 4 counters. Like, I'll keep this. Although it's not the most beautiful hand. I'll take the stop at their upkeep. Love the art on Tidebinder Mage. Really? I mean, it's fine. But it's certainly a card I always thought could use a second better art. Okay, Inquisition sort of sucks, but it might make it easier for us to make our plays in the future. So I'd be in a situation where I don't know if I want to hold up mana with Hypnotic Sprite or not. They might take Tidebinder Mage because they have Tarmogoyf in hand or something. Oh, they don't take our Lord. They take our... Sorry, they take our Lord instead of our interactive spell. Trickster is a beautiful art. It's really cool. There's something cheesy about it, but I like it. That's interesting. All right, I'm getting Inquisitioned. Take your pick. Oh, and by the way, he's back. He's coming. They take the sprites. Oh, that's great. That was a good draw. I'll play Mutavault. Show Tidebinder Mage. Whatever. I could show anything. That's interesting. That might help us. Hypnotic Sprite. Silvergill Adept is going to get dismembered. Goodbye. So our opponent's really low on resources, almost nothing left. Do I still have 97 Tidebinders? Yes. I might have more. Oh, actually, no, I don't have 97. I sold 20 of them when they were really popular. So this is probably going to be a Death Shadow. The race is on. And it's going to be a race because they can deal a lot of damage to themselves. Can become a 5. Can be pretty big soon. I'm going to cast Hypnotic Sprite as a 2/1 creature. And then next turn I'm going to play Silvergill Adept into Tidebinder Mage. Probably chump block with Silvergill Adept if I'm allowed to. And then follow it up with Master of Waves. Well, I am in love with the. I'm pretty in love with the Trickster art. I'm enough love with the Trickster art that it's like my it's on my phone as a wallpaper. Makes for a great wallpaper. You gotta like turn it a little bit so that it fits as a wallpaper, but it works. Look at that. This thing ate a Fatal Push. That's pretty impressive. That's sort of good news. So we're gonna get hit for 6 probably. Oh, they didn't take damage last turn. They could have taken a damage off of the Nurturing Peatland. Because this thing could be a 7/7 right now. Now, I didn't play a land because I was hoping I would draw Cavernous Souls. Which I did draw. But I have the option now to not block this Death Shadow, I think. And then just get more devotion out of my Master of Waves when it comes out. Yeah, Hypnotic Sprite has a really cool art. I'm like an early fan of Jen Ravina. She already has some like really good stuff. I really like her breeding pool as well. I didn't realize it was her that made the breeding pool that I use. Oh boy. Okay, so how much damage is this? Maybe I am gonna chump block here because this is 1, 2. This is 5 plus 5. It's 10. Ah, whatever. I guess I'll just take it. I can take one more shot. No, not going for it yet. Interesting. Very interesting choice. They know I have Master of Waves in hand. This one random card I don't know about. So they can kill us next turn. They can fetch, shock, put this thing to 10 easily. So we need a blocker. So I'll have Silvergill Adept up for blocking. Just a crappier card anyway. But I have to start now creating some... making some effort to win the game. I guess they're not taking damage because they want to give themselves the option to, like, to crack it for cards. I'm going to play the... I think it's better to play the Relic before I play Master of Waves. They know I have Master of Waves. So anyway, I think they're expecting this. And if they are expecting Master of Waves, then intend on killing it, then at least we have Silvergill Adept up to block. Okay, our opponent can pass. Yeah, I can't beat Team or Battle Rage at all. I don't think Merfolk Trickster is saving the person. I think she's just like toying with him. Oh, are you gonna die? Are you not gonna die? Oh, that's interesting because Assassin's Trophy allows me to crack this relic. Anyway, I'm glad I have the blocker. Hey, don't kill my Silvergill Adept, please. Don't do it. Oh, they're in an awkward spot, so they have to kill the Silvergill Adept. Oh, no. I don't think this does anything. No. Exactly 10 life. Okay, can see. I don't want to change anything. We'll just... Oh, wait a minute. On the play, I want less vials, more lands. Oh, no, but I also want another vial. So what card can I sacrifice here? I draw one less card, so I want one more mana source. I don't know, maybe Spreading Seas. It's not the most important card. They have a Chalice on the play. I really don't like Chalice in this matchup. What can I tell you? Every single time I get a Chalice to resolve, I lose. I don't want to do... I have to mulligan this. 2 threat light. Okay, we can keep this. I know, Mull. We can keep this. I think I'll toss the Tidebinder Mage and give ourselves the option to play Relic on turn 2. That can interact with Traverse. It can also interact with Tarmogoyf. Our opponent also mulligans, so that's some good news. So we're mulliganing a lot. We're mulliganing a lot. Are we fishing or catching today? We are absolutely fishing today. We have caught fuck all. Although Master of Waves more or less has worked the way we wanted it to. Our opponent had to use Assassin's Trophy to kill it that last game. Yeah, the fact that we still get to keep... We still have an Aether Vial on the board and a Relic. We're using our mana is a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to eat my opponent's graveyard so they can hopefully never get that Traverse on very easily. They will certainly have more threats in their deck than just Death Shadow. Looks like they're after their Death Shadow because they just shocked themselves. Mishra's Bauble. Tarmogoyf! Alright, well, we have a million ways of killing this, as you all know. I think I'm gonna tick my Vial up. If possible. Hopefully they don't Kolaghan's Command my Aether Vial away. So we have 2 Master of Waves in play. Yeah, what a cutie Tarmogoyf. It's a baby Tarmogoyf. I'll attempt to block. The creature's probably going to die, but whatever. That's fine. I'll take a bit of damage here. I can afford to. Now, I think I'm going to take... if I draw a land, I really want to play it. So, and I also want to dig for a land, so I think I'm going to crack Relic now. Tidebinder Mage is interesting. So, with Trigger on the stack, we're going to Vial in Tidebinder Mage. Tap down Tarmogoyf. And tick this thing up. So we get to Master of Waves. Ideally, I would like to get a land so I can play like Master of the Pearl Trident, and then in the future play Merfolk Trickster to tap stuff down. Fatal Push. Well, I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm happy that these cards are getting used. Because those are cards that are not going to eat our Master of Waves. Oops. So I'll play Master of the Pearl Trident, take another big hit probably, and then deal with it from there. Ugh! Thoughtseize? Goodbye Trickster, maybe? No, goodbye Master of Waves. Land. They're still pretty threat dense. Like this is a card. And they're attacking for a lot. Shock, attack for 10. Plague Engineer. Okay, that's not too bad. Unless they name Elemental. Then it's bad. They do name Elemental. Alright, they're smart enough to do that. Well, we're still going to take it up to 4. Now I guess I need to draw a Dismember. Don't draw a Dismember. Well, actually, I could just win with the Merfolk. Like, they're at 6 life. I can put 2 Merfolk in play. That's probably enough to win. I wonder if it's just worth it to attack with this Master of the Pearl Trident. Like, I can tap down the Death Shadow. Take 6. Well, actually, like, what are we missing? Instant, creature. If an artifact hits the graveyard, that's not good. If I attack with Master of the Pearl Trident block, and I have Trickster Master of Waves, puts only 3 tokens on the battlefield, but it's not necessarily lethal, but it might. Hold on. Three tokens, 5 creatures. No, it's pretty lethal. It's pretty lethal. Upkeep, just in case they've got Drown in the Lock or some crap like that. I'll Trickster in, hit the Death Shadow. And just in case they draw Kolaghan's Command. Okay, what are you gonna get? I can still block this Plague Engineer too. Plague Engineer is not a bad block. They're in a weird spot, especially if they have no removal. Well, I don't know if they attack, they lose. So if they have land Kolaghan's Command, I can't take all the damage. If they have land Kolaghan's Command, I just Violin Master of Waves and I win. I think I can just block this. No, hold on. If I block this and they have Fatal Push, that's not good either. Because I don't want to... No, they have Revolt already, actually. So that doesn't change. Hold on. If they have a random removal spell, they can't kill all the creatures. I think I'm just going to take it and go to 1 and hope that my opponent cannot randomly put a card in their graveyard. Well, I mean, what am I playing around here? Just as, like... What am I playing around? I think there's a greater chance I have to play around a removal spell, just a random removal spell, because if I block here, Trickster dies, I Violin Master of Waves, then they, like, Assassin's Trophy Master of Waves, and I can only deal 2 damage, and then I die. But if I don't block, then the only thing I lose to is, like, Collective Brutality, basically. I think. So I'm just not going to block. If they have Bolt, then I die, anyway, because I'm going to let this thing through. Oh, yeah, Temur Battle Rage. I forgot about that. Well, then it didn't matter. I couldn't do anything. Could have changed. I block here. They double pump here. So this... I was not planning on playing around that. We lose. Well, that sucked. That almost felt like a good game for us. Almost. But whatever, they had a good hand, I guess. I mean, I guess the Plague Engineer on Elemental was good because it prevented Master of Waves from really taking over. And actually, Plague Engineer is like the main reason that Master of Waves went into retirement in the first place. We're 0-3 with Mono Blue Merfolk. Not going our way, but we're going to keep trucking on. That was round 3. Let's move on to round 4. So here for round 4, we won the die roll, and the hand is great. This is like our best hand that we've had ever. And hopefully we're in the super pony bracket. So we are 0-3. Oh, we're up against Tron. Classic Tron. Again, this is a good matchup for the Simic deck. But I think we'll be fine with Mono Blue. So I'll just play Tidebinder Mage so that I just play my Lords next turn and make as big of a Tidebinder Mage as possible. Then we'll tick the Vial up to 3 again, just like we did in the other games, to get Master of Waves out on curve. And we might actually have a pretty decent hand here. Even if our opponent like just goes straight into Tron. Yeah, good hands only in the pony bracket, or like keepable 7-card hands. Sure. Like that's pretty good too. Maybe I'll play Silver Gillidapt first. Maybe not. Trying to figure out what to do. If I attack for 4, how much I have 14 power on the battlefield, so it's not quite lethal. But then I could play Silver Gillidapt, maybe draw into a Lord later. Or if I just draw a Lord, it's good. Alright, so we'll just go all Lords all day. Humans got pushed out by Wurza and never fully recovered. Power creep put them slightly in the dust. No, I think Humans was around for a while until Plague Engineer came by and kicked them out. Well, our opponent had to take a turn off to get this, so that's pretty good for us. Walking Ballista. That's pretty crappy right now, to be honest. I mean, you'll get a good chump block in, but that's about it. Alright, let's attack for as much damage as possible. Which is probably going to be about 10. And even if they go Ugin, we still win next turn. Because we just Violence Silver Gillidapt followed by a Master of the Protride, and that's enough to win the game. With our Mutavault, because the Ugin isn't going to kill the Mutavault. We're about to get pinged for 1. Pass. So pretty good position. I guess the only crappy thing would be Oblivion Stone. Or maybe Wormcoil. Maybe not even Wormcoil Engine. I think we're dealing more damage than the Wormcoil Engine can gain life. These promo frames are so ugly on Magic the Gathering Online. I think they're pretty ugly and like regular. They do have Oblivion Stone. That sucks. Not a fan. So I can't put anything in play. Now I'm really hoping to draw land. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna try to attack for the win. Which will fail miserably. Some people like white-bordered power plants. This is sad. We could beat everything else. Like literally everything else. Anything else that they could possibly play, we could beat that. Like Ugin, Karn, Wormcoil Engine, everything. At least we get to rebuild, but now we lose to those things like Karn, Ugin, all this other crap. Wormcoil Engine. Well, if they play Wormcoil Engine, we're gonna pray to draw a Spreading Seas for victory. I don't know about everyone else, but since we lost Oko, I've been feeling seriously power creeped out. We got to start playing with bannable cards. Getting those Veil of Summers. Actually, I was about to say we could actually beat a Karn. We can't beat Ugin, or we very poorly can beat Ugin. Wormcoil Engine is coming. So I think the best thing that we can draw is a Trickster, so that when they play Wormcoil Engine, we just vial it in play, or sorry, so we flash it in play, and then we play a Lord and attack. Because I'm gonna put our opponent down to 4 this turn. So Trickster, not a Trickster. Is that bad? Maybe that's not too bad. No, that's pretty bad. It's useless. So if you play Wormcoil Engine, how do I win? I don't know. Gonna have to figure it out. Return to Ixalan is in 2020X, the only hope for pushed Merfolk. I think our best hope for pushed Merfolk is going to be in the upcoming Zendikar Rising set. Hey, any set that has like Merfolk theme stuff is a good set for us. There's a lot of Merfolk on Zendikar. Tons of Merfolk on Zendikar. They just have to make good Merfolk on Zendikar. And you know what? There's a lot of room to print a pushed Merfolk if it requires like a lot of synergy, because it wouldn't disrupt standard if there isn't enough Merfolk to use it. Fuck. Thragtusk. Wasn't banking on that. Now we're basically lost. I concede. Moving on. Again, another very good matchup for the Coco Folk deck. That being said, I think should still be fine. Like this should be more than enough easy to win. Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void is fine on the play. I'm gonna get rid of all the Dismembers, the Master of Waves. These are clunky, slow cards. I think I'll keep everything else. Even Tidebinder Mage. Well, Tidebinder Mage actually can randomly tap down a Thragtusk, which becomes relevant. So am I going to change anything on the draw? Because Chalice of the Void is very good on the play, hitting Chromatic Sphere, Chromatic Star, Expedition Map, Veil of Summer. They do play that card, but on the draw it's a lot worse because they'll play all their 2-mana stuff very early. Oh, it hits Ancient Stirrings. So Chalice on the play is a strong play. Yes, Urfunk. Correct. Yeah, random Snoop Merfolk. Give us a... if anything, that's a blue ability. You know, playing stuff off the top of your deck. Have to mulligan. Have to mulligan. Have to keep. It's a pretty shitty keep. Actually, you know what? If I took it back, I should mulligan this too. Maybe it's not that bad. We have a Siren Stormtamer, but I mean, that's a pretty poor turn 2 play. So we have no interaction. Very poor clock. What are our chance? And our opponent kept 7 cards. Any tips to get Magic God's favor on our side? I don't know. I will say this, like if we're gonna have a losing league, we might as well have a disastrously losing league. We are spectacularly losing. Yeah, when Tron keeps 7, that's not good. You're not in good shape. Look, turn 3 Tron. But I think I should mulligan to 4. This 5-card hand is pretty shitty. Too often I have the instinct to like keep shitty hands or keep at 5 because, you know, going to 4 usually is suicide, but I think in this case it was, you know, there's a lot of games in Tron where, I don't know, you force to negate this even at 4 cards, or even Spreading sees one of these things and then they don't do anything. You actually can just win from there. Okay, I'll attack for 1. I'm gonna Violent Silvergill Adept to give myself the chance to draw a land. And then I just gotta hope my opponent can't really do anything with Tron. Nothing super significant on the first turn. Question: when you put him to 6, if you violin another lord, would you have put him to 2? And when he casted Ugin, you could have just killed him with the Mutavault. What was your decision not to put him to 2? I don't think I had... I have to look at it. There's, because they had engineered explosives in play. No, sorry. They didn't Ugin my board. I had no vial when they... My vial was off the board when... No, that's not actually what you're asking, though. Trying to think back. Maybe there was an opportunity. Yeah, maybe there was an opportunity to put my opponent to 2. I would have to look at it again. If there was, then I should have done that, because then that plays around even, what's it called? It played around the Oblivion Stone. Well, you know, when your Merfolk opponent starts with Siren Stormtamer and follows up with vialing in Silvergill Adept, you know you're in trouble. Ugh, they had this sort of hand. Like, these hands are... You can race these because they don't have 5 mana immediately. Well, now I need that land. This is awkward. Super awkward. I guess I should just put nothing in play. Doesn't help me very much, though. Poof! Goodbye, everything. Yeah, right on time, Force Negation. Right on time. Thanks for showing up. That is one issue with blue decks. There's a lot of cards that you want to have earlier than later. They just drew Ulamog. They have 10 mana? They do. Show dominance. You're right, I should just counter something. I don't even know what I'm hoping for right now. Mutavault is very cute, but very useless. Okay, I'm just gonna concede. We're dead. And, it's not very often, but you know what? I would love to experiment with something else, so fuck this league. I'm playing for nothing. This experiment failed miserably. I don't actually know if Benthic Biomancer would have been that... I will say this much. In our matchups, a lot of our matchups, Benthic Biomancer would have been better than Siren Stormtamer. Like Amulet, Stoneblade, Tron. Benthic Biomancer would have certainly been a lot better than Siren Stormtamer. Just because it gets pumped up by our Merfolk and we have a better clock. And, yeah, Siren Stormtamer. Unfortunately, we didn't even see like much play out of it. It would have been nice to see how well it did against Burn. So maybe it's just not. It's just not for us. Don't go anywhere though, because I'm gonna play another league. I might not play a lot, but I'm gonna play another league off YouTube. But we experimented, we tried, it failed. But even that being said, if we played with Benthic Biomancer, I'm certain we would have got crushed the exact same way that we actually did. Nothing would have changed. We would have got just completely, absolutely mangled because, well, we just mulliganed too much and had too many awkward hands. But that is going to be the league for today. So I am going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon, and the subscribers subscribed on Twitch, and I'm also going to thank our sponsors, themanabase.com and Mana Traders. This has been Nikachu, Merfolk Master, playing with Mono Blue Merfolk in Modern.